Welcome to this exclusive explainer. If you are a focused learner looking to completely demystify Cambridge computer science, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're cracking open the insider playbook on data security, backup procedures, and access rights, specifically targeting syllabus 9618, but applying principles that are absolutely crucial across all Cambridge syllabus codes, including 0417, 0478, 0983, 0984, and 2210. Now, I want you to think of your exam strategy like a paleontologist on a dig. Seriously, stick with me here. You are digging through the fossil layers, those intricate multi-part questions, and your job is to reconstruct the full, perfect answer from those fragments. We aren't just looking at basic textbook definitions today. We are looking at the strategic architecture behind top-tier A-star answers. We're going to break down exactly what the principal examiners actually want to see from you. So grab your gear and let's dive into this.
15. Now, what's really interesting about this massive number is the sheer weight it represents. This single topic, data security and access rights, accounts for approximately 15% of your total marks in Paper 2. Think about that for a second. It's a huge chunk of your grade. Establishing mastery over this specific module isn't just a nice to have, it is a high-stakes requirement. Now, when we look at real Cambridge past papers, we constantly see two types of students taking on this 15% challenge. First, there's Alex. Alex overloads his answers with raw computer science facts. He'll give you a massive brain dump about firewalls and encryption keys, but there's absolutely zero critical analysis. Then we have Sam. Sam rushes the paper. He completely misses the command word requirements, so he answers a describe question when the examiner explicitly asked him to evaluate. You can practically see the red pen marks all over their flawed answers. We are going to make sure you don't make Alex and Sam's mistakes. To get you that mastery, here is our masterclass roadmap. We've got 4 clear waypoints. First, we'll establish the core principles. Second, we'll unpack the method mark strategy. Third, we'll look at critical analysis. And finally, the top examiner warnings. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. Core Principles. This is what we call the architecture of security.
Let's transition into the theoretical foundations. The academic benchmarks for this syllabus explicitly require logical, structured reasoning. The examiners are not looking for Alex's fact vomit approach. The assessment framework heavily prioritizes analytical depth over superficial breadth. And this brings us to what is universally considered the ultimate challenge by students, evaluating algorithm efficiency. If just hearing that phrase makes you want to close your laptop, believe me, you aren't alone. Why is this so incredibly hard? Because it bridges the gap between theory and practical execution. It's one thing to know what a backup procedure is, but evaluating the efficiency of the algorithm that actively processes that backup, that requires a completely different level of cognitive heavy lifting. This is where top students use the Peel framework to structure their answers. Point, evidence, explanation, link. You make your point about the algorithm. You provide evidence from the scenario. You explain how it impacts efficiency, and you link it back to the command word in the question. It's an absolute game changer. Now, before we continue, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace the Exams, at acexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon right now.
Okay, so what exactly are examiners measuring when they ask those difficult questions? It comes down to 3 distinct cognitive domains: knowledge and understanding, application, and analysis. To hit these targets, you can't just memorize. Remember the paleontologist analogy? Knowledge is just finding the bone. Application is knowing which part of the dinosaur it belongs to. Analysis is figuring out how the dinosaur moved based on that bone. You must establish precise definitions and show clear causal relationships. If X happens in the security protocol, Y is the resulting efficiency impact. Using that Peel framework we just talked about, you have to connect those dots on the page for the examiner, showing them exactly how your knowledge applies to the specific scenario they gave you.
And the crucial point is hidden right here in this quote, pulled straight from the principal examiner reports. Candidates referencing cross-topic connections achieve significantly higher marks. Listen, this is an absolute principal examiner secret. The theoretical architecture of data security doesn't exist in a vacuum. Integrating this module with other syllabus areas like networking, database design, or system software is the ultimate key to unlocking top-tier scores. Examiners absolutely love it when you show them you understand the big picture. It proves you aren't just reciting a textbook, but that you actually understand how computer science concepts interact in the real world.
Moving on to Section 2, the method mark strategy. This is where practical application comes in, and we actually start banking those points. This is where your theoretical knowledge meets technical methodology. Systematic processing follows a very standardized sequence. I want to walk you through this 5-step procedural framework right now. When tackling a complex past paper problem, you are basically taking those red pen marks that Alex and Sam got and transforming them into green check marks. Here's how you rewrite your answer with guidance. Step 1. Identify the key elements of the scenario. Step 2. Apply the relevant security principles. Step 3. Execute your analysis with clear, visible working. Step 4. Verify your results. And Step 5. Present your answer in the appropriate format requested by the command word. If you decode the command word correctly and followed this exact flow while applying the Peel framework, you are building an impenetrable top-mark answer. This is our computer science success blueprint.
Now, here is a massive confidence booster. Examiner alert. Students lose marks by not showing their working. Even if your final calculation or algorithm output is completely wrong, method marks can absolutely save your grade. Let me say that again because it's that important. Showing your clear working, proving to the examiner that your process and logic were sound, is just as important as the final answer itself. Do not skip steps on the paper. You are digging up the fossil. Show the examiner exactly how you brushed away the dirt. To get those crucial method marks, you need to prove your algorithmic thinking. This requires a few core components: step-by-step decomposition of the problem, selecting the appropriate data structures for the specific security scenario, writing efficient code, and finally, proving you know how to conduct rigorous testing. Practical application in data security develops your programming skills. You literally have to design, implement, test, and evaluate. Stop scrolling, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace the Exams, at acetheexams_IGCSE, to excel in your Cambridge examinations. We've helped thousands of students improve by 2-3 grade boundaries. Join them right now by subscribing to at acetheexams_IGCSE and turn on all notifications so you never miss our weekly exam strategy sessions.
All right, let's jump right into Section 3, Critical Analysis and Evaluation. This is where we run our interactive workshop. This is the phase where interpreting data, sometimes directly from binary representations, and forming evidence-based conclusions matters the most. You aren't just building a system anymore. You are judging its worth. Let's do a quick data scan challenge. Imagine a complex computer science data chart on your screen right now, tracking algorithm performance. You've got 60 seconds to extract the core trend. What are you looking for? You are looking for these 3 factors: time complexity, how fast does it run as data scales; space complexity, how much memory does it consume; and edge cases, what happens when the algorithm encounters extreme or unusual inputs. Identifying these 3 factors from the raw data and explaining their effect on performance is the gold standard of evaluation.
This brings us to the key difference between an average candidate and an outstanding one. Let's do our second challenge: find the flaw. Imagine Sam wrote a paragraph that simply lists how 2 backup systems both save data. He thinks he's done a great job, but where is the sentence losing marks? It's losing marks because it lacks comparative analysis. Top-scoring candidates don't just find similarities. They use comparative connectives to bridge and contrast differences. You must identify similarities and differences, support each with evidence from the scenario, and draw a hard conclusion about their relative importance. Don't just say they are different. Use that Peel framework to explain exactly why that difference matters in the context of the question. Let's consolidate what evaluative thinking actually looks like. Challenge number 3, speed writing. You've got 30 seconds on the clock to mentally draft a perfect paragraph based on these 4 exact actions. Go. First, consider multiple solutions. Second, analyze the trade-offs between them. Third, acknowledge the limitations of your own proposed solution. And fourth, justify every single decision with evidence. Time's up. If you structure your answers using those 4 pillars, you are effectively separating yourself from a standard passing grade and moving straight into exceptional territory.
Which brings us to our final act, Section 4, Top Examiner Warnings, where we reveal the final system. We are pivoting to some highly valuable insider intelligence pulled straight from the Cambridge Principal Examiner reports. Pay close attention, because this is where good students accidentally hemorrhage marks on exam day. Here is your definitive rule of 3 list of common mistakes. Number 1, using the wrong formula or algorithm for the context given. The classic trap. You might write a perfect algorithm, but if it doesn't fit the specific security scenario requested, you get 0. Number 2, students completely forget to check boundary conditions and edge cases during testing. Number 3, answers lack specific context. Generic textbook definitions, like the ones Alex memorizes, will not save you here.
You must apply your answer directly to the scenario written in the prompt. Context is absolutely everything. So, how do we remember all these complex data backup procedures and access rights? Here is a highly effective tactical memory trick, kind of like a cheat sheet recap. Use a visual story method to encode the information. Instead of memorizing bullet points about access rights, visualize a highly secure bank vault. Picture the CEO having a master physical key, that's your administrator rights. Picture a bank teller having a key that only opens one single drawer, that's read-only or restricted access. Building these visual, narrative stories in your head makes retrieving dense data so much faster under exam pressure. It all comes down to our complete answering system. First, command word decoding so you don't rush like Sam. Second, applying the Peel framework so you analyze deeply instead of just listing facts like Alex. And third, utilizing a time management matrix to plan your answers efficiently. We've covered the core architecture, the method mark strategy, how to think evaluatively, and the top traps to avoid. So I leave you with this final provocative thought. How will you actively link these data security concepts to your next algorithm challenge? Remember, the highest marks go to those who see the connections across the entire syllabus. Take this methodology, apply it to your next practice paper, and watch your analysis completely transform. Students who implement these computer science strategies see an average improvement of 2 grade boundaries, but only if they practice consistently with our weekly videos. Here's your final reminder. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace the Exams, at acetheexams_IGCSE, to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Subscribe right now to at acetheexams_IGCSE and click that bell. Don't let another exam pass you by. Drop a comment below with your target grade for computer science and the biggest challenge you're facing. Our team responds to every comment. Like and share this video with a study partner. Ace the Exams, your Cambridge success starts here.